to another episode of Miss Boys Podcast. All right, brother. This was your topic. You wanted to dive into the deep end with this one, and I went along with it.
I love cultural ones.
I went along with it because I think it is a topical piece of discussion, and I think people might find a little bit of humor, a little bit of interest in it. There's some intrigue. There's some technology involved. Brother, take it away.
Well, right now...
Well...
I knew that was coming.
Why'd you do it?
Well, I had to clear my throat. Gay! As I started talking. So anyways, this whole thing between Zuckerberg, Musk, Threads, Twitter, the Twitter, as you call it, I guess I just I'm not sure what to make of all this. They're fighting. They're gonna do a fight. Could you imagine this?
Are they really doing a fight? Or
no,
is
they're
this,
not gonna do a fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this
but
just
if
like
they
bullshit?
if they did,
oh, Zuckerberg would kick his ass.
Don't get into who would kick whose ass, okay? But the thing about it is if they were to do this for charity, and then all proceeds and donations actually went to a charity, dude, they would raise more money than any charity had ever been raised for in the entire history of the world.
The problem is how would you agree on the charity? Because Zuckerberg would want it all to go to like some defund the police charity.
I ain't gonna get into any of that.
And Musk would want it to all to go to like some type of like green energy type charity.
Yeah, go to Mars.
Yeah.
Charity.
My Mars rover charity.
Yeah. So I mean, you'd have to think about those types of things for sure. You bring up a point there, but
who would win in a fight though, brother?
Now we go there with the issue.
Because I've heard Zuckerberg actually trains in like jiu-jitsu.
Zuckerberg does train.
Good job, Mark.
I think he is like
pretty good.
I don't know if he's a black belt, but like he's approaching that level.
Yeah, he's good. Like he would,
but he's a little guy. I guess he's only like 5. Excuse me. He's only like 5'7". They did a tail of the tape on the news the other day, and Musk is like 6'6'1", close to 200 pounds.
All right.
Zuckerberg was like 5'7". I thought he was a little taller than that, like 150 pounds. I was like, I don't know though, dude. A 6 foot guy gets a hold of a 5'7" guy, regardless of whatever Zuckerberg does, whatever. I think like you can just overpower him. You know, I mean, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. There's a part of me where I think maybe Zuckerberg's training does take effect. Maybe him being, smaller. He's more in shape than Musk. He's younger than Musk.
I think if you're training in jiu-jitsu or like BJJ, I don't know if size really even matters.
I don't think it does either. But you know what I'm saying, though. But yeah. I also think that
you're going on the David versus Goliath component
for sure. But it'd be close. It'd be close. I know Musk does some MMA stuff. I don't know how religious
does he?
I've seen that. I've heard that.
I did Taekwondo. I did karate, Kyokushinkai karate.
Oh, all right, cool.
And judo.
You really branched out.
Yeah. I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu briefly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
Palo Alto.
I don't know how religious he is about it, but I know Zuckerberg is like a creature of habit, with that type of
he's some type
lifestyle.
of creature.
Yeah, he's a reptilian. Both these guys are reptilian, right?
Well, yeah, he's a reptilian. I think Musk is more of like a gray. It's like a
I
gray,
can see that.
like
yeah,
a gray
he's more
alien.
of a gray. Yeah, and Zuckerberg is
like
more
a reptilian. He's like the evil reptilian, and Musk is like the gray that's like coming here and trying to like
change. Yeah, like maybe there's some interstellar thing going on between people like this. We're just all people living in it,
and we're just like, let's throw our money at it and watch it.
Watch it.
Let's watch
like,
a bar
these guys
fight.
are having intergalactic battles to try to control us. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh, God, brother, we're going way off the deep end
maybe
now.
this is all part of the Matrix. All part of the design.
It's all a simulation, brother. That's what we're in right now.
Hey, you never know.
So I don't know. Another thing I wanted to touch on with these two, you mentioned the Zuckerberg with the threads now.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg with the threads, and Musk with the Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Now, this Threads thing just came out a couple days ago.
Correct.
And it's been out for like 48 hours. And
I want to say 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I want to say 3 days tops. And it's got like 70 million people that have subscribed to it in like 3 days.
Here's the thing about that, though, if I can interject just for a moment. The thing with Threads is it is all connected to your Instagram, your Facebook.
Yes.
So you
So
sign up.
it
It's
is
so
easy.
easy. And then all of your contacts, all of your accounts and stuff are all kind of synced. That is a beautiful thing with Meta.
Like Instagram has like something like 2 billion people on Instagram.
Yes.
So it's like if you just like, if you want to get a Threads now, you just like click a button and you got a Threads.
Yes.
Where it's not like that with Twitter, I guess, for some reason.
Well, Twitter's a little bit, what is it connected to?
I don't know. I think you can connect like I don't know if you connect your Facebook, your Instagram, and all that. I don't know. I've never really had the Twitter, or I got an IG.
I've never been a Facebook guy. I've been more of a Twitter guy.
I don't have Facebook, but I got an IG, an Instagram.
Yeah, I don't have an IG.
I don't really do anything with it, but I got one. But apparently, though, for all intents and purposes, Threads is Twitter.
Threads looks exactly like Twitter.
It is
much,
Twitter,
right?
It is Twitter, and it is Twitter so much.
This has become a point of contention.
Yeah, it is Twitter so much so, in fact, that Elon Musk is suing Zuckerberg and Facebook and Meta, as it's called,
right?
Because he claims that Zuckerberg basically copied and pasted Twitter, to Threads.
Yes.
What? No way.
And I've seen people post their threads on Instagram, like on their Instagram Reels or their Instagram Stories. They post their thread, their little
feed,
their little
Twitter feed,
whatever they write. Whatever they write, I want to call it a tweet because it looks like a tweet.
But what's
it's
it called?
It's called a thread, I guess. So they post their thread. It's just it's literally a picture of what you typed. Like, how narcissistic are you, first of all, to where you type something on one app and then screenshot it to post the same effing thing on another app?
I don't know, brother.
You're an asshole. That's what you are. Okay,
I tell you,
you're an asshole.
You freaking a-hole.
I tell you what, though, I do feel this Threads thing has a chance, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, for sure it does. It's called the Twitter killer.
I tell you, I don't think the lawsuit's going to go anywhere.
Probably not.
But I will say this: Twitter is going to become MySpace. Okay.
I can see that.
Zuckerberg is going to win this one, in my opinion, and I'm telling you why. It is because of the Facebook, Instagram connection. It's because he just said 2 billion people.
Nobody's on Facebook anymore, though.
Everybody says that, but everyone's still on Facebook.
No, not really. I'm not on Facebook.
I'm not.
The people that are
I haven't been on it in 10
there's 2
years.
people in this room, and you said everybody's
But
on Facebook.
I
There's 2
been on
people
it.
in this room, and neither of us are on Facebook.
When did you cancel your Facebook
I
account?
don't know, 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. All right. I did.
Nerd ain't on Facebook, I would bet.
No, she's on Facebook.
Garrett?
The girls ain't on Facebook. Mom ain't on Facebook. Like normally the people that are on Facebook are people like
So
Dad.
what are people on?
Like people like Dad are on Facebook.
Boomers.
Yeah.
So what are people on then?
Instagram and Threads now, and TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok became like the new Twitter. Honestly, because everybody was posting just irrelevant shit on TikTok.
But do you see Twitter? I see Twitter dying in this war.
Twitter has been dying for 6-7 years.
So Musk is really up against it.
He's fighting an uphill battle.
I think so too.
First of all, Threads has the newness thing to it.
Yeah,
just
it's
the fact that it's new makes
Here's
people
the other thing
want
I
to
think
join it.
that's important too is like Twitter has like tweets, like like it's catchy. It's a cool little term. It's different, right?
Thread is kind of cool.
Thread is kind of cool, right? Like you see my thread. Yeah, my thread.
And a thread has been a word like for years now too, though. Like a thread, like in a forum. Like you post something, like you start a thread.
Yeah.
Like a thread is like been a term, like an internet term for a long time.
No, it has, yeah. So it's kind of a neat word, and
it's kitschy.
It's kitschy, and so that's going to help it.
It's
right?
not divine, but
it's not. No, it's not divine.
Oh my God! Do you hear that, Lord?
But I think that's going to help it, though, and I think you're going to see Threads really take over.
It's already taken over. It got 70 million people in like 3 days.
How many people are on Twitter?
I don't know, but it took Twitter. I heard it that after the first day there was like 40 million or 50 million people.
No. There was 70 million after 3 days.
No, I'm saying after 24 hours there was 40 or 50 million people on Threads in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it took Twitter like 6 years to reach that same amount of people.
Yeah, but it's different now.
It is for sure. It is different.
There's 400. We're looking at this world. 450 million monthly active users on Twitter.
Okay.
Now let's see how much is on. How many users?
What was that, like 6 times the amount? So Twitter is like 6 times the amount of users?
There are now 90 million threads. So they're a quarter of the way there. Close. They're a fifth of the way there.
But what are that's what I'm looking at, like on these threads, and I'm seeing these people that are getting on it, or they're just like young millennial type that just don't really have anything to say.
See, I think there's a lot of people now, like, they're not on Twitter. Like, I used to be a huge proponent of Twitter back during, like, before...
Like 10 years ago.
No. Be like, just before COVID. And when COVID happened, I mean, COVID blew up on Twitter. Like, I knew COVID was going to be a huge thing before it was a huge thing, because it was all over Twitter. You could see it happening. You could just, like, mom and dad were in Florida and all this shit, and I was texting you guys, like, dude, this thing is going to take off. Yeah. And it did. And so, like, that was the beauty of Twitter. I realized the power of Twitter. I still go back to that story.
Word spreads quick.
Yeah, word spreads really quickly on Twitter. And
it'll spread just as quick on Threads, though. If it becomes
even
like a news
faster.
Thing.
I think.
But the thing with me, here's the thing with me, though. You say 90 million people are on Threads, okay?
Right.
How many are real people?
Dude, I mean, you're getting into a whole other argument.
But that's my point, though, is like when. How can I trust that what Zuckerberg has been known to, like, inflate things with Facebook, with bots on Facebook?
Yeah, he did.
Being in cahoots with the government, with the censorship and all that stuff. I can't trust anything that guy's involved in.
Yeah, but isn't Musk, you would have
like
to
Musk
say,
got involved with Twitter.
Musk is like a Robert Greene 48 Laws of Power guy.
What the hell is even that?
That's twice you've said that today. Who the hell is Robert Greene?
Dude, he's like this brilliant psychologist, and he wrote this book.
He's no Jordan Peterson.
Well, they're good friends. And he wrote this book called 48 Laws of Power. You can actually YouTube and watch each individual channel, and I do it while Oh, it's fantastic.
You do it while you're walking on the treadmill.
I do it when I work out, actually. So, anyways,
Brother,
I think Elon Musk really adheres to this part of it, where he's always in the news. You know, he's always fighting this battle. And I think he overpaid for Twitter, but I think he tries to appear to be altruistic all of the time. And I am skeptical of those guys. Everybody's like, oh, Elon Musk is, like, I like Elon. But I'm saying is, like, is he doing this in some way where maybe there is some ill...
I don't know, brother. A lot of people hate Elon since the Twitter thing.
Yeah, but those are the people that are not open-minded.
No,
those are
closed-minded.
Sure. Those people don't count. I don't care about you people. If you're closed-minded, I don't care about you.
No shit.
You're an idiot.
If you think Elon is the devil,
you're an idiot.
If you think Elon is evil and the devil because he bought Twitter, and you think he's some hardcore right-wing conservative because he wants to give people free
speech,
an
idiot.
Then you just don't. You're just closed-minded and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't like you.
Go fuck yourself.
Don't watch our podcast.
Subscribe though, because we only need 4 more subscribers.
But you would have to say. You would have to play devil's advocate in every scenario. You have to look at everything globally, big picture, right? So you would have to say, could Elon be playing this to some degree where he is trying to take over the world, but he's going to be ultra good trying to do that? He's going to, but could there be some ill will? Now, the other people are going to say he's ill will now, but the people that are liking him, could he turn and then them think that? No. You know what I'm saying?
I think Zuckerberg is that guy.
Okay, well, I mean, he very well may be.
I think Zuckerberg is that guy.
But,
I don't think
Musk
Elon
has
is
got
that guy.
fuck you money. Musk has got
Zuckerberg.
I know, but like Musk is doing this almost like
you know how I know Zuckerberg is that guy and Zuckerberg's a scumbag. I just saw this on the news today. Zuckerberg apparently had paid,
Zuckerberg's bought and paid for though.
Zuckerberg paid $42.5 million. Zuckerberg paid $42.5 million to detail his own personal security. His own personal police and security to follow him around. $42.5 million.
That's crazy, dude.
But you know what else he did? He's also donated like $10 or $15 million to defund the police activist groups. So
why would you do that?
You're going to pay almost $50 million for your own private police, but donate $10 to $15 million to anti-police groups. That's how I know you're a scumbag pig.
He's not here, is he?
And everything you do is fake. You care about your own security, but you just want to pile on and throw all this money at people, these activist groups,
Right.
to push yourself further in their eyes.
Right.
But like, it's just Musk doesn't do any of that shit.
Yeah,
Musk has been very upfront about everything he's ever done. He's never had like some weird like backlash behind the scenes thing hypocritical to what his message has been. It's always been, this is what I stand for, and everything he's done has kind of backed what he's said he's ever stood for.
But let me ask you this though: what message do you think this is Zuckerberg sending to Musk though? Just doing this, creating this app, creating this social platform now.
I don't believe that the government's not involved. How do I know that the government is not in cahoots with Zuckerberg and creating Threads?
You don't.
Exactly.
But
that's why all these people are just buying into this Thread shit. How do I know the government was with Twitter and with Facebook before Musk got involved? The government was with Facebook. Now he creates Threads. How do I know that they're not just saying, well, the government is not involved with Twitter anymore because Musk bought it and it's a private company.
Yeah.
So government just says, all right, F you Twitter, F you Twitter, we're gonna partner with Zuckerberg and create our own new thing, our own new Twitter called Threads. And now we're gonna go back to controlling everything, controlling the narrative all over again.
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
With Threads now.
And kill Twitter.
And kill Twitter.
Yeah, I tell you what, I had already heard that they were censoring conservative
Of course
people.
they will.
Yeah.
Of course they will.
So you bring up a hell of a conspiracy point. I don't think it's that much of a conspiracy. I mean that's the first time I've heard that, but I was like, when you were telling me that, no, I totally see that happening.
I'm not saying it's conspiracy or what's happening, but
Did you hear that from somewhere?
No, I just think that was just a logical jump to. That was a logical
Yeah,
jumping
it is,
off.
for sure. That's a great point, dude. I totally see that.
That's why I'm not buying.
That's somebody in the high tower.
That's me seeing how popular this Threads thing is, and it's me just seeing the government sit back and just say, "Let me show you how stupid people are. Let me show you how sheepish people are."
People are sheep.
People
For
like
sure.
Elon comes in and cuts us off with Twitter. Now we need a new Twitter. We need a new way to control the narrative. So let's partner with Zuckerberg and let's see what we can do to create a new Twitter that we can control again.
Bingo.
And now it's Threads, and you already got 90 million people in 3 days.
Yeah, you got a third of the country. I mean, if it's America, if it's U.S., but
is that happening? I don't know, but I'm just saying it's something to.
Well, if we end up missing, yeah, it probably happened. If there's no more Spit Boys podcasts after that,
it's just something to think about. That it's like, I mean, it's happened already with the government and Facebook.
That's some Tucker Carlson shit, man.
What a bunch of freaks.
It is.
It's just something
It's
like
some Russell Brand. I was watching him on.
But it's already.
Russell Brand
But my point is, it's already happened. It happened with the government and Facebook.
Yeah.
It happened with the government and Twitter already.
Yeah.
Until Elon got involved, and now Zuckerberg.
And the Twitter files.
Zuckerberg owns Facebook, and he
Yeah.
owns Instagram, and he just created this new.
And they're
Threads.
too lazy to come up with anything new. So
They
it's
just
like, let's
copy
just copy Twitter to take Elon and rub his nose in it.
Yeah.
Just to rub his nose in it. That's what they did.
And I'm sorry to say, but I just
you're right.
Elon is not going to take on the federal government and win.
No, he's not. You ain't gonna fight City
As
Hall.
hard as he tries,
He fought the law and he lost. He will
as
lose.
good as his intentions may be, that is a fight he won't win. It's just not, and it sucks to say, but part of me also thinks though that if that is what's happening, it'll come out. If it is happening,
But no one will care.
If it is happening that the government is now controlling this Threads, with partnering with Zuckerberg, and they're controlling this shit now too, it'll come out at some point. It'll leak out, and then that'll collapse, and it's gonna vicious cycle that's gonna repeat, and people just will not learn. People just won't learn. They'll just continue to buy into the next shiny thing.
Well, I think people are easily controlled. I mean, let's just face that. I think people all through COVID showed if that was one big social experiment on controlling people, we, passed.
Past that we could be controlled. Yeah,
Yeah, we can be controlled. I mean,
failed in the sense of like common sense.
yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole 6 feet of I mean, the whole time when this thing was coming out, it's like the whole 6 foot. I ain't gonna get into this whole COVID thing, but it's like this whole thing sounds made up. Like it sounds like, Fauci comes out and says don't wear a mask, and then he comes out 3 weeks later and says wear a mask, and then the whole 6 foot, social distancing and stuff. Like this is their way of like that doesn't even sound right. You know, I mean, you're talking germs fly through the air more than 6 feet. You think they drop dead at 6 feet?
Then there was the whole. It came from a pangolin. It definitely was not the Chinese virus lab.
Not the Wuhan virology lab in Wuhan.
Now they actually are saying that it was linked to the lab, and when initially they said it wasn't.
But for 2 years, it was denounced on media.
You were canceled if you said.
You were canceled if you said.
Your shows were removed off YouTube if you even mentioned.
You know, and Tucker Carlson was talking about this on Russell Brand interview I was watching earlier today.
Time to check in with our lizard overlords in Davos, Switzerland. What are they up to? Well, this. Thank you for watching. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.
It's just
Tucker Carlson. You conspiracy theorist, bigot, racist.
Oh, you
asshole.
talk Russell Brand and Tucker Carlson. You talk conspiracies. Yeah, you know. But at the same time, a lot of the shit that they've said has now come true, and that's
for sure. Almost all of it.
All of it, right? I don't know, man. I really don't know where this goes. You bring up a huge point that we got sidetracked on, but I'm not not going to join Threads either. But you bring up a point that I think is absolutely spot on.
I only got on Twitter like 8 months ago when Elon bought it. I never had a Twitter until Elon bought it, and then I created a Twitter. I still don't use it. I got like 4 followers. I don't use it.
That's the thing with Twitter.
I don't use it or post it or anything. I occasionally, like once every like 3 weeks, I'll maybe open it up and scroll.
Yeah.
Just for like 30 seconds, and I'm
done.
like, yeah, I'm done. This is poison, and I close it for another month.
I agree. But here's the thing, though, now that's going to kill Twitter with it is like Twitter, exactly that. A guy like you or like me join it, you're going to have 10 followers, dude. Like, nobody cares what we say. You're just on there to do this or whatever. But now that you have Instagram, like people can have, tons of Instagram followers, Facebook friends and stuff like that. People got hundreds, thousands of Facebook friends. So now all of that is tied to my threads. So now I got a lot more eyes on stuff I post. It's going to make it that much more valuable. You know, on Twitter, it's like guys like you and I join, it's like exactly that, 30 seconds, and this is stupid. But if all of my friends and stuff are on there and they're posting stuff all through threads, it's going to be Facebook light. You know?
That's the other thing, though, is that you and I we're just in the generation where you and I also none of our friends are really on it either. So it's just
I'm not on it. If you're not on it, you're out of that world. You know, like I'm on Twitter, and I do the same thing as you. I was on it just the other night, and I was like, let me just see what's going on.
You scroll, brother, with your index finger or your thumb?
This is the moment to train derailed.
I do a little.
Are you a thumb scroller or an index finger scroller?
I feel like I'm more of an index. Like I manage the phone with my thumb like this. I think everybody.
I just heard a study the other day that like 80% of boomers scroll their phone with their index finger.
I'm more of a thumb guy.
I'm a thumb scroller too.
I'm doing it now on Twitter, and like this is how I know.
But that's the thing. Are you a thumb scroller or an index scroller? Comment down below if you scroll with your index or your thumb, because that's interesting.
I'm less in control. The thumb is like, man, I'm like, you know.
Because I want to know. I want to know if you scroll with your index or your thumb. Comment down below. Also, I want to know what kind of wiper you are. Like when you wipe, are you a wadder with the toilet paper or are you a folder? That's important too.
I've transitioned to the 3 seashells.
Okay, John Spartan.
There's a Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
At the place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
I've become more of a folder. I was a wadder my whole life with the toilet paper. I would always wad it.
This is a whole separate Smith Boys
I've always
podcast.
wadded it, brother. But I've started recently over like maybe the last year.
Do you think maybe that's why they're perforated at a specific width.
So you can fold it easier?
Yeah,
I think so.
And that's all you really need.
I think they're meant to fold.
I think they are. Maybe I'm serious. I think maybe that is the intention. I've always been a wadder though. Sorry.
You still wad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Once in a while, I will do that. I'll try to pay attention to that.
I split it. Sometimes I wad, sometimes I fold. It depends on my mood or what kind of what
kind of shit.
Yeah, what kind of crap I'm taking. Sometimes the folding just ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. Like, did you just have like rice or did you eat Taco Bell?
It's something in the food nowadays too. It's honestly
terrible.
There's something in the foods because when I was younger, I didn't need to use to wipe like 15 times.
Go to church, will you? You need some prayer.
I'm serious.
This spot ain't ever.
I'm serious. Am I wrong? Tell me when I'm telling lies. Because I used to be able to wipe, like, it used to be like 2 wipes and I'm done. And now there's times where I feel like I didn't eat that bad and I'm wiping 9-10 times. And I got to flush like twice.
Seriously?
Yes,
Just because of the toilet paper. I'm tired of the multiple wipes, man.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah. I mean,
have you had that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've noticed that since I've gotten older. The wipes have gotten
maybe
worse.
that's just getting older.
You think?
But could you imagine? I don't disagree.
How
with
come
that.
nothing has come along to replace toilet paper either over the years?
The 3 seashells.
Like when you think about though, throughout the history of time, it was either like I don't know where we got off on this, but you just crap.
What was the original topic?
You just Musk and Zuckerberg, but you used to just crap, okay? And then it's always been it's always been you wipe with toilet paper, or you have a bidet. It's a bidet or toilet paper.
Have you tried a bidet?
No, I never would.
I did when I was in Albania.
Not your thing?
No.
You're not that guy?
No, I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy?
No.
I see
the value in it.
Wouldn't you still have to wipe afterwards, though?
You do.
It's okay, so why not just wipe initially?
But
just
it does
wipe?
kind of like, you have a shower head, a removable shower head.
Yeah. You just stick it up your ass?
I mean, you clean that area, and like that shower head is like, I got good water pressure here,
Yeah.
It's a very good shower, I'll say that.
So you shower your ass out and then you wipe it.
Well, when you dry off.
With a bidet.
Yeah, it would be the bidet is the same theory, I guess, is what I was getting at. But yeah, you would still have to like towel off. You still have to dry off. You're going to wipe with, you get that paper towel wet.
I feel like in order to properly,
it rips so easy.
I feel like to properly use a bidet after you crap, I feel like you should wipe first. And then let the bidet clean, and then wipe again.
Yeah,
so you're talking that's the 3 seashells.
There you go. Maybe you're right.
But you would think over the years someone would come up with something other than toilet paper or a bidet to clean your ass.
I don't know what else you would do.
Well, the technology, man. You'd think somebody would come up with something to wipe your ass better. I want like a one wipe method when I'm taking a crap.
Dude, I think that comes down to what you eat then.
I don't know.
Like, you can't eat pizza and like Taco Bell and expect to just go in there and just.
I don't eat pizza and Taco Bell that often.
No, you don't. I don't either. But I'm with you though. I mean, I go to the bathroom, and that's kind of the same deal. It's like Jesus. I didn't eat that bad. Like, her mom was making all this food and it was all like homemade. It was all homemade, dude, for the last 2 months. Like everything was homemade. I didn't eat out.
You were wiping a lot, huh?
Yeah, dude, I lost like 10 pounds since her mom was here.
A lot of wipes, huh?
Absurd.
What are we gonna call this podcast? This is gonna be Zuckerberg versus Musk versus Zuckerberg / do you wipe or not? Or how do you wipe?
I love the Jim Cornette. I'm not a Jim Cornette guy, but I do like listening to him sometimes on topics, and he calls it the shits. When a match was the shits.
Everybody calls it that. That's not a him thing.
But I know, but like the way he says it is funny. It's kind of has I like the way he says it, kind of a thing. It's like Samuel L. Jackson and the F word, or mother. How Samuel L. Jackson can say certain lines.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane! Everybody strap in! I'm about to open some fucking windows.
So I would call this pod the shits.
Because it's horrible. Throw some Jim Cornette drops in there.
Well, yeah, you could put a lot of Jim Cornette drops.
I think this is post-worthy.
Oh, it's dude. It goes from maybe this pod is kind of symbolic. It's the symbolism. You ever see Boondock Saints and Willem Dafoe?
Long time ago.
Yeah, the symbolism.
The symbolism of this podcast is the shits.
Well, yeah.
Who really gives a shit about these rich elitists?
Yes, yeah, and the Elon Musk Zuckerberg battle. It's kind of like, who gives a shit? This is the shit. You know,
they're all scumbags.
Yeah, they're all scumbag pieces of shit. So
I'd rather meet Musk than Zuckerberg, though.
1000%. Musk seems like a guy that could be sitting in that chair right now, stoned off his ass, and laughing at all of this. Where Zuckerberg would be like, I got a program, you know.
Well, Zuckerberg would be eating a rat in a corner or something because he's a lizard. He's a lizard king.
Isn't he like a blood drinker?
Reptilian.
Isn't he a blood drinker or something like that?
He's some kind of freak.
Yeah, he does something.
We got to get Dad and Elon in the same room together.
Oh my God, they could talk about rocket engines and shit.
Just, you know, talking about engineering.
Yeah, apparently Cam and I don't know shit about how a jet engine works.
Well, we don't. We don't.
You know, but Dad tried to explain it. He thought he was going to try to explain it to us over one dinner at Longhorn. He's like, what did you say?
It would take way too much time, basically, over one dinner to explain to me, my dumb ass, how a jet engine works. Okay.
So the whole joke is now Elon Musk and Dad getting together and letting Elon Musk explain to Dad how a jet engine works.
Yeah,
and
Dad
explain to Elon Musk how a jet engine works.
Dad would just look at him and go,
You don't know shit.
You don't know shit.
Yeah, you don't know shit. Elon, you don't know shit. You may have been in outer space, but that don't mean shit to me.
You need all this fancy book learnings and stuff, and you in a high quality Tesla building to create a jet engine. I'll go back to my pole barn and make one.
Yeah,
I'll go back to my pole barn with some screws and bolts and make one out of some plastic and some freaking plywood, and put it on the back of my car.
Yeah, that would be Dad. He would build something like that in the pole barn, and he'd do it just to piss Elon off. You know, but they'd probably be good friends, though. I could see them getting along.
Yeah. I heard Elon Musk used to ride motocross.
Oh, God.
All right, so maybe I'm hoping these two fight at some point. Back to the Elon thing.
Dude, that would be absolutely hysterical.
And if they did a pay-per-view buy rate and it was like $100 or something.
Would you pay? We'd go half.
We'd go halvesies and watch it, and get drunk off our minds and watch it.
What would be the undercard? Like midgets fighting, like turkeys and shit?
I don't know. I don't know, brother.
I mean, the undercard of that would just be bizarre as hell.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Who's fighting? Greg Gutfeld's fighting Jesse Waters?
Yeah, they'd have Joy Behar versus Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah, it'd be Whoopi Goldberg versus, who's the one blonde
Carly
chick?
Schimpf.
Yeah, Carly Schimpf. That'll be for the Fox girls. Ainsley versus Carly.
Ainsley Earhart versus Whoopi Goldberg.
Who's the one girl? Rachel McDuffie versus Ainsley.
That'd be entertaining.
Brian Kilmeade versus Steve Ducey. Just stupid ass shit.
Jen
like
Psaki versus Peter Ducey.
Nick Cage versus John Travolta. Real.
His face. Oh. The eyes. Nose, skin, it's coming off.
Face Off 3.
He's gonna take his face off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until the next Myth Boys podcast.
People go bye-bye.
Out.
People go bye-bye.